everybody. How are you? Hope you're having a great day. I woke up just a little bit ago and sitting here drinking my coffee and boogers up on my lap. I'm wearing some fuzzy soft pants and she really likes that. She's sitting here just making herself comfortable. Cats do love it when you wear soft, fuzzy things. It makes them feel cozy. Anyway, so I don't have the time this morning to do a full react to Chantal's latest live, which she did late last night. Won't be able to do that until later on this afternoon after I get back home from where I have to go today. But I wanted to sit down and do a short video and just give my thoughts on a few things. And the good thing is, because I'm doing this short video and posting it, I don't have to worry about YouTube and their monetization and using code words and talking my way around their system so I don't get in trouble, so I get to speak freely in this video, and so I am. So, yeah, I was up late last night. Chantal's live went on for over 2 hours. I actually went to bed before it was over. I couldn't stay up for all of it. But I want to take a moment to talk about what I did see. And this morning, the other stuff that I saw alongside of it, and just speak my mind. So I hope that's okay. And little word of warning, there might be some profanity here for those that don't like profanity. I just want to speak in a very uncensored way. So let's talk about Chantal, the live. She came on her live, and even though she had just gotten back from the hospital, according to her, she still looked like crap. She looked like she should go back to the hospital and stay there for at least a week. She looked very puffy, very swollen. And I got to tell you guys something. Even just a little bit of time I watched the live, her mood seemed very somber. That's the word that comes to mind, somber. Like she had gotten some really bad news at the hospital and she was hiding it from all of us. Maybe the doctor told her something very, very serious, but due to the fact that she always has to one-up girl world and try to stay ahead of all of us, she's not going to let us know really what's going on. But I think, honestly, that she had an oh shit moment at the hospital, but she's not going to let us know what it is or what happened. She's going to put on that false mask of, I'm fine, everything's fine, I'm okay, it wasn't that bad. Do what she always does. Just running from the truth, running from reality, living in Delulu land. She desperately wants to believe that no matter what's going on, no matter how serious it is, she can pull herself out of it. She can make it okay. She can just create a miracle out of thin air. So she just wants to fool herself into thinking that, girl world, we don't know what we're talking about. And the things that we say are all a bunch of lies based on her weight. Let's talk about your weight for just a moment, Chantal, because you like to use that as a shield. You really do. You like to use different things as shields. You like to use those shields to protect yourself from the truth. You like to say that we're fat shamers and fat bulliers, and it's all about your weight. It's all about the size of your body. You know that's not true, right? I think you know it's not true. It's just that's your automatic defense mechanism. Oh, they're not speaking truth at all. There's nothing truthful about their words. It's just the size of my body. Let me tell you something, Chantal. If you were 500 pounds and you didn't have trouble breathing, you didn't have trouble walking, you weren't dragging your foot, If you could do things by yourself, you were able to go up a set of stairs by yourself. If you could do everything by yourself, none of us would have anything to say. If it were possible to be a 500-pound woman, which you are, don't lie. Stop lying about your weight. But if you were a 500-pound woman, completely independent, not always looking around for a cheap live-in errand boy and caretaker, we'd have nothing to say. But over the course of the last 4 or 5 years, you've pretty much lost a lot of your mobility. Your breathing has gotten worse. You're at the point now where you really can't be alone. You need somebody there all the time just to help you do the simplest of things. It'll be dangerous for you to live alone. Because what if something happens? What if you fall down and can't get back up? You honestly do need a caretaker. But you use the weight as a shield. Always. And you claim that girl world, we're hateful people. Truth may be harsh, but it's never hateful. There's lots of people in girl world who have said, you need to go back to Canada. You need to check yourself into inpatient. You need to get counseling. You need to get therapy. And you know it's true. You need all of those things. But you're not going to do it, which is your choice. But if we were truly hateful people, why would we say those things to you? If we were truly hateful, wouldn't we be saying, go ahead, eat all you want, keep going? We don't say that. We say the opposite. Go home, go to Canada, get the care, get yourself together. But it's not what you want to do. You want to stay in Kuwait. You want to hide out in Kuwait. You want to be with Salah. You're not going to let go of him. And I know why you're not going to let go of Salah, because you, being the predator that you are, and you are a predator, Chantal. You are a predator. And you are abusive. But you know, your income being what it is, your health being what it is, that if you let go of Salah, you won't find anybody after him. That if you try to find someone after him, any man looking at you would say, that's too much, talking about you. They would say it's entirely too much. That's not, you can't pay me enough money to deal with all that. You're too clingy, you're too abusive, you throw your temper tantrums, the juice would not be worth the squeeze. That's why you're hanging on desperately to Salah, because he is the last one. And there will be no more. Speaking of Salah, Chantal, let's talk really real crap here. In my honest opinion, ma'am, he's hoping for a medical event. Really, really bad. As a matter of fact, he's leading you into situations where a medical event might happen. I've seen much evidence of this, taking you to the pool, being on the opposite side of the pool when you go swimming, not even staying close to you in case something happens, being at the top of the stairs while you're climbing the stairs, taking you into the desert with all the heat and the camels. I mean, how much evidence do you need? And you, with your food issue, Chantal, if something does happen to you, you've given him the perfect alibi. Your channel and all the content is the perfect alibi. If something happens to you, you can go, hey, look, she likes to eat. I didn't do anything wrong. She did it all herself. His hands are clean. No one would even look at him. I don't know if you have something on Salah. I suspect that you do. Some kind of blackmail. There's a reason why he's staying around besides the money. You've got something on him, and he doesn't want to rock the boat. So he's sticking around. But I'm sure that he's hoping that something does happen, or you go home to Canada so that he's free and clear to live his life, because as long as he's with you, he can't live. You're not interested in life, Chantal. You're interested in spending your time in a box, getting your takeout, not living, not going out, not doing anything. He wants to be active. He wants to go out. He wants to experience life. Total opposite of you. And you're keeping him from that. Although I have no sympathy for him. He chose that life. Many times he could have gotten out, but he stuck with it out of greed. And I'm sure at least once, that when he thinks back to that time when he lived in that little teeny tiny place, the one that we first saw you guys in, when he thinks back to that place, he thinks back to it and says, man, I wish I could go back to that life. Times were so much simpler then, so much less of a headache. I had so much more fun. I'm sure at least once he wishes for that life back. The price for being in the Oceanside Villa has just been, the price tag has just been too high. Way too high. He wants it back. And I think he's lost patience with you, Chantal, and he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know how to get rid of you. So he's just letting you get rid of yourself. So he's waiting. He's absolutely waiting. But let's go back to talking about your live. So, saw your live, and you were speaking about how you're going to eat better, get healthy. What a crock of shit. What an absolute crock of shit. How many times have you said that? When has it ever happened? You're a food addict. And you can't heal in the same environment that you hurt in. You absolutely cannot. We've all seen what happens when you have free reign to do as you wish. You do the wrong things, a lot of wrong things to your health. As long as you got access to somebody who will go get you food, or you got access to a phone with apps on it to bring you food, the addiction will continue. You have to be in a controlled environment where your food is controlled. You are supervised. If you are given the will to do as you wish, you will do the wrong things. So how are you going to eat healthy when you hate to cook? When you have the temptations to eat the bad food, you control the money. So Salah cannot tell you no, or else you throw a temper tantrum and probably throw into his face all the things you've done for him. You live that way back at the villa with Pete's. You're living the same life over with Salah. Insane. And now you're on insulin. So 2018, Chantal wasn't on a bunch of pills to manage the diabetes, and you had it even back then. You just hid it from us. You weren't on a bunch of pills. You had more mobility. You had better breathing. You could do things by yourself. Then you went to Kuwait. Within a space of 2 years, you were on multiple pills for diabetes, and now you're having to take insulin. And I hope you know, Chantal, you cannot abuse the insulin the way you have been with your metformin. You can't use the insulin to manage your binges. You really can't. You were doing that with the metformin. You weren't taking the metformin and the other medications to help with your diabetes. you were taking the medication to manage your binges so you could do more feeder videos for those feeder fucks. And you know I'm telling the truth. Devoting yourself entirely to those people. And they don't care about you. They care about what they can get out of you. And as long as you keep pumping out the content, they'll keep watching. But the moment you stop, they stop watching. But what about the other people in your audience? They want you to get healthy. You don't care about them because they're not paying the extra money. But you care so much about catering to those people, you are willing to unalive yourself for their sake, even though they have no personal emotional investment in you. Insane. So yeah, you said you're wanting to get healthy. Not in that environment, you won't. Absolutely not. You're not going to therapy. You're not going to counseling. Not doing none of that. You're not fixing your mind. What the problem is. Because the problem is not your stomach. Your addiction is not located in your stomach. It starts with the mind. There might be emotional issues. There might be mental issues, psychological issues. You got one big shit snowball in your head that you have to pull apart and fix. What are your triggers? What's triggering you to eat? Do you have bad habits with eating? What are your rituals around eating? You're not addressing any of that. And I'm going to tell you guys just straight up. As long as Chantal is in an environment where she controls the money, she's got access to money. As long as she's got access to food and a way to get to food, the addiction will continue. As long as YouTube allows her to be on YouTube and her videos can be monetized, as long as she continues to use YouTube as a portal to get in front of the feeder assholes and say, I'm Chantal, and this is the kind of content that I do. Whisper at me on Cameo and I'll do more stuff for you, or contact me on Instagram and pay me through PayPal. This addiction is not going to stop. She's monetized it for years. She's going to continue to monetize it. She doesn't have a side hustle that doesn't involve food. This is her income. Of course, she's not going to stop. This is the only card she has in her hand. There are no more. She's interested in feeding the addiction, continuing on with it. She's not interested in stopping. I've been watching Chantal for years. I have not seen anything in her that points in the direction of, I'm an addict and I'm sick of the addiction and I want it to be over. I want a different life. She talks about wanting to travel. She talks about the things she wants to do. But here's a big question, Chantal. How bad do you want it? Seriously, how bad do you want it? Because you never go past the talking stage. You're a dreamer. You like to dream out loud. You dream out loud because you need something to talk about on YouTube. But it never goes past the talking stage. There's no planning. There's no serious thinking about what you need to do to achieve those dreams. None of it. You just talk about it. Well, talking does not make something happen. You speak the words, then follow it up with action. And that's true of all things, everywhere, for everybody. You want to appear to the audience as if you have dreams, you have aspirations. Maybe you might do something later on, but then you don't do anything. You're in Kuwait, and that apartment is the human version of a hamster cage. You put yourself in a hamster cage, you sleep all day, you eat all day, you make yourself sick. You're not living like a human, you're living like a hamster. And you make it seem cute to lay in the seal position. Guess what, bitch? You're not a seal. You're a person. You're supposed to move and to live. And the whole beezing the situation is stupid. You're 40 years old. You gave the word binge a cute word to make it seem less harmful when it is harmful. That's you fooling yourself into thinking that beezing is okay and making a joke of your health. I'm laying around the seal position. If that's all you can do, that means your health is in trouble. Losing your mobility and your breathing, you're in trouble. You're in serious trouble. You're not meant to lay around like a seal. You're not a seal. If you were a seal, that'd be appropriate, but you're not. You got it kind of backwards, Chantal, when it comes to girl world. You say that we're the haters because we give criticisms, and sometimes the criticisms are really harsh, but then again, the things you do, you act stupid, you do stupid things, you hurt yourself. We're not supposed to praise that. No one's going to praise that. But we're the ones telling you to go get help, go to inpatient, go get some therapy. And there are people in your chat, the feeder idiots, they're the ones encouraging you to eat. So who are the truly hateful ones? The ones who are saying, go to therapy, or the ones that know you have an addiction and they're promoting it? They're urging you to keep going with the eating. They talk about food with you. I think it's completely messed up to be somebody that you know someone is terribly sick and you know that food is their addiction and you talk about food with them. You need to get your perception straight with that. Just because Girl World is truthful with you and we give you the harsh criticisms doesn't mean that we're hateful. It just means we're telling the truth. But you don't like the truth. And that's on you. You can't live in a world of lies anymore. You are sick, Chantal. The Grim Reaper is literally standing over your shoulder, breathing in your ear. It's that close. Maybe you don't care. It's your life. You can do what you want with it. You can throw it away if you like. But it's a shame. I'm going to tell you straight up, it's a shame. It's a real shame. It's a shame because things did not have to go this way. They really didn't. You're not a good person. You're an evil bitch. Yes, I said it. You're an evil bitch. To the point where there's not a single person or even animal that in the course of your life that they could step forward as a witness and say, my life was made better for knowing this woman. She's full of goodness. She's caring. She's wonderful. She's compassionate. There's not a single person or even animal that could step forward and bear witness that you did good by them, that you left a lasting good impression. Everyone and everything you've ever come in contact with throughout your life, even before YouTube, you have caused tremendous hurt to. Your family, people that were your friends, even your pets. You've done nothing but cause hurt all your life, and you don't have any regret or remorse over that. You have no sense of empathy. And I'm going to say something really harsh here. Really harsh. When your time comes, Chantal, when your life is over, whenever that is, at your funeral, will anybody be there to mourn your passing? I don't think a single person will be. I think those that know you, once they find out that you are gone, they're going to breathe a sigh of relief that you're not around to be a problem or a burden anymore, because that's all you were to the people that you knew, a problem and a burden. And I know you're going to say, well, that's a hateful thing to say, but am I wrong? Is being truthful hateful? When you live a life where you hurt people and you hurt animals. You don't contribute anything to society. You don't give kindness to the world or anyone. Is that a hateful thing to say? When you leave a path of destruction in your wake, is that a hateful thing to say? No, absolutely not. No one is going to cry over you. No one's going to miss you. All that people are going to say is, I hope she found peace wherever she ended up. They're going to breathe a sigh of relief that they don't have to deal with you anymore. You'll be calling them on the phone anymore for money or any other thing, or to fix your problems. You've hurt so many people, so many animals in the time that you were here. You didn't even try to do good. And that's a shame, like I said, because you were given a cup of fortune years ago when you got on YouTube. If you had played that the right way, you could have had so much. The life that you talk about, the life that you dream about, you could have had it by now. But you turned that cup of fortune into a cup of poison. Instead of feeling blessed to be on YouTube and be able to make the money that you make and live the life that you want to and have the freedoms that you do, you used YouTube, you abused YouTube to feed all of your addictions and obsessions and to try to control and own other people through your YouTube money. And your food habit got so out of control that you had to basically crowdfund it. Look for enablers, look for the Foodie people to keep it going and to make it grow bigger. Horrible. That's not what YouTube is for. And now here you are. And I would like to take a moment to show you something, Chantal, to put this in your face. Really put something in your face. Although I don't have to, I'm going to do it anyway. So how about we just do this? You want to know the reason why you're sick? Let me show you exactly the reason why you're sick. So I'm on your channel right now. Here are the lives that you've done. When you're doing your lives, doing the live bees, mac and cheese, doing another one, come to this live 2 weeks ago, eating food, eating dinner live, that was 2 weeks ago, lots of rice. The okay, let's talk, talking during the live, talking during these lives and eating when you don't have to eat. And oh, wait, we're not done. We're not through. Oh, here we go. Eating Burger King, an Arabic meal, eating the sushi, KFC, Subway with the cookies, and you ate several of those cookies, Taco Bell, Jollibee, chicken biryani. Like, look at all this food. This is the reason why you're sick. Arabic desserts, all of this. All of it. Look at this madness. All of it. You pushed your body so hard with all this crap. All this crap. So you started out 2018 not being on any kind of diabetic medication, went to Kuwait with your husband, and in a space of 2 years, had to take multiple pills to manage your diabetes. Yet you were taking the pills to just continue the binges. Now you're having to take insulin. What are you going to do? You're going to try to take the insulin to manage your binges, to keep going, to do those Foodie requests. Chantal, you've got to understand, you can't keep going with this. You really can't. You really cannot. Like there's nowhere else to go after the insulin, I don't think. But this is why you're sick. This is why you're sick. Catering to the feeders, that's why you're sick. But you're going to do what you're going to do. You're going to keep trying to hide from girl world how sick you are, although we can see it, girl. We can see it. It's right there in our face. It's right there in your face. And this game of trying to get one up on girl world, try to stay ahead of us so we don't find out how bad things are. It's stupid. Like what's the finish line? Really? I don't know. But we're not the hateful ones, Chantal. We're telling you to go to the doctor. We're telling you to take care of your health. And if we give criticism to you, it's deserved because of the things that you do. We're not going to praise you for doing wrong to yourself or wrong to other people. Your behavior is abnormal. Normal people are not going to praise the abnormal in the wrong. Sorry. We're not going to co-sign on your bullshit. We're going to call it out. You don't like it? Don't watch us. Don't listen. Don't look. Don't go on Twitter. Don't go on TikTok. Don't go on YouTube with your sock accounts and leave little comments. Don't harass people. Just stay in your lane and do what you wish. Do what you want to do. But you're the one that's going to the hospital. You're the one that's having to take insulin because of being stupid and doing mukbangs back to back to back, driving up your blood pressure, driving up your blood sugar to the point where it took you 2 days to get out of the hospital. And another thing, Chantal, and another thing. You've only got so much money. Part of that has to go for Salah. You've got very serious health issues. I don't know what's going on inside of you. I am not here to diagnose you, but I just have a feeling that if some medical event does kick off, it's going to cause a domino effect. Like if one domino falls, they all fall. Every single one of your vital organs is messed up and is in trouble, is compromised. If something medically happens to you, you don't have the money for a hospital stay that's extended. And Salah's not going to spend any money for your bills. Your family doesn't have the money for your bills. So where's this money going to come from? You don't have cheap medical problems. You got very expensive ones. And yet you keep pushing with the mukbangs. And you're in another country that is not your home country. And if something happens to you over in Kuwait, how can your family help you? What can they do? You're all alone. And Salah straight up hates you. He does. He hates you. He wants you gone one way or the other. And I'm not being hateful saying that. That's just the doggone truth. He's looking for a way out. He wants to live. He wants to go do things. And you are in the way. You are a burden. You are a problem. Even when the two of you traveled, I'm sure you weren't much fun. Could only go to certain places at night when they're deserted. You with all your whining and temper tantrums. You are not a fun travel partner because of your lack of health. He wants away from you. And he's looking for a way out, and he probably prays every day that something happens. And I know that's not nice to say, but it is what it is. So, I guess the ball is in your court, isn't it? It absolutely is. And part of the problem is the ball's in your court, but you don't want to play. You want to sit on the bleachers and do nothing. Just lay in the seal position. While the rest of us are on the court playing basketball, enjoying the activity, you just want to sit and let life go by. You sit too long, life will go by, and you won't be able to get it back. I just want you to know that. Life is meant to be lived. You're meant to go out and do things and have fun and find friends and enjoy the good weather. I'm going to go out and do a bike ride for like 2.5 miles and enjoy the good weather in a little bit. You're missing out, Chantal. You're really missing out on a lot of things. You're miserable in Kuwait, but yet you won't do the smart thing and go home and take care of yourself because you're determined to hang on to a man that wants nothing to do with you. It's been 2 years. You've been trying to seduce him with your money. It hasn't worked. When are you just going to figure it out to let him go? You're both scumbags. He's a scam artist just like you. So maybe that's his karma running into you. But you should have learned your lesson with Nader. But you didn't, so you're repeating the lesson with Salah. So have fun with that. Have serious fun with that. But Salah's not for you. You are not for him. And now you got to figure out, do I want to take care of myself or don't I? You probably won't, because you're an addict. You're all about feeding your addictions, not treating them, not healing them, not getting therapy for them. You're all about the quick self-gratification versus work and then long-term worthwhile reward. And I got to tell you something, Chantal, as a food addict myself, that I'm in recovery. It's really nice being off that roller coaster. It's really nice having a life where you're not consumed by food and binging. The freedom that you feel, I can't even describe it to you. To be in control of yourself versus something in control of you. That's a freedom you've never known. And you're not going to know as long as you give into the addiction and let it be on top of you. You're not riding the horse is riding you. Anyway, so I'm going to be reacting to Chantal's live later on today. I got to get going with things. But I'll be home later and I'll do the react to the live and I'll give my thoughts. But I want to do this quick video and post my thoughts. But I hope everybody has a good day. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.